Hey, welcome back to the channel. I got the top panel done. Going to put the cross members on it, hang it up on the rack over there, and see if I can't get the bottom over here by myself and put the sides on all by myself. So just remember, we're all in this together. Okay, the plan is at this point is I've got the top skin prepped and ready to roll. I put the pieces in with just one cleco on each end, and now I'm going every third hole with clecos, and I'm going to rivet these supports up in the diagonals completely out to the ends except for enough flex to be able to get it under the longeron. Oh, and I got to show you this. I triple checked, and I have no idea why, but this diagonal has 4 holes in a row, and they're almost in the center. I don't know if that was a drill mistake, but I like the distance, and it is in the center, so I went ahead and drilled those through. The holes in the skin were only these 2 outside ones. So why those there, I don't know, except I'm going to put rivets in them, and maybe they wanted that spot reinforced a little, so they changed it. But neither way, I'm not going to make another piece or call. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to rivet it up, and hopefully that won't change much. So the next thing, I'm just going to rivet these up so that I don't have to go up on top and do it later, except for the ends, and see if that doesn't bite me in the butt. So the plan could change as we go, but I'm going to take this and put it on the rack, bring the bottom over here, finish off the bottom and get it all supported. It's all primed and riveted up and pretty much ready to go except for the front pieces, the cross members that have to go in, and build some side supports and get the main box start to be put together. My plan is to take some 2x4s and screw them to the table with little L angles at the bottoms of them, and should hold it in place while I get it cleco. I don't know why I didn't do this the other day, but I didn't, so here we go. Put this back on the table. The top skin is now resting nicely over here on this side of it, and as you see, I got the bottom all primed up and ready to rock and roll. But one thing I'm going to do you'll probably figure out as you go. Well, I changed the plan just a little bit. I decided to rivet these up until I took the clecos out and didn't finish riveting them so that I could, this is the top longeron. I ended up sticking that on because it's off the table quite a bit, so it lets it naturally curve, and the clecos on the other side are what's supporting it and that are still in. You can see these here. The plan was to get this on, but I have no way of knowing if this has been trimmed to the right distance. So if I rivet this one, I know these go into the rudder support. So I can lift that even after it's all put together and file it before the top's off. But by that time, I might be able to take the rudder down here and test fit it. Right at this point, I'm not going to, so I'm taking a chance. And on the other end, I don't know if this is supposed to be cut perfectly with that. It is the right length. It's only a 1/16 of an inch longer, but if that gets in the way, I'm gonna have to file that also. But I'm going to do a bunch of riveting, and without it being put together. I see a lot of people cleco the whole thing up and then make determinations. But these are cut pretty good, and I think I have room, so this is the route I'm taking. And again, hope it doesn't bite me. just going to repeat that what I just did the other side to this side, except one thing. The back half, the back portion of this, I'm not going to rivet out because that's how I'm going to access the pulleys and stuff. Now with this back half off, the back third off, when I go to slide this under that, I did put a little bend in here, and it does look like I can go through that top hole to put this back in when I go to put that on permanently. So yeah, I'm going to leave this panel off for doing the pulleys and stuff, but I don't think I have to keep this thing attached to it anyway, because I can put my hand down into grommets in these. Well, Kip said something to me the other day about a guy that put PVC. I don't know which builder he was, but he just put a piece of PVC down through there and then a lot of strings. And I thought, well, that's a great idea. I'm going to pull one through there for sure. But the cord I'm using is quite big, so I might have to increase the size of the grommets in there. But anyway, that's a great idea if you can retain that string in there in such a way that you don't have to worry about it moving around and ever coming unconnected without being cut. You know, you have to put a loop or something in there. I'll figure that out. But yeah, what a great idea. Install this cross member, but mine doesn't have the side holes, so it'll have to be match drilled to the sides. So I'm going to concentrate on the back one. Well, that was no fun. I had these all installed, and when I looked at them, the hole in the metal in the center was the exact same size as the nylon, so the minute they started to wear, they'd be touching metal. So I don't know if we were supposed to do this, but I did it. I'm not going to put smaller holes in this, but the way I did it was I grabbed the head, the shop head side, and squeezed it down and pulled the metal pin out and drilled it from this side. Drilling it from the other side, nothing gets loose. I tried that on the first couple of them, but it worked really good to just grab it with a pair of vice grips, squish it, and wiggle it until you get the steel center out, and then drill from this side until you just get back to the metal, and they pop right out. So, and then the rivet just pushes out of this. So clean this up and we'll be on our way. Got the string, 2 of them now put in there, up over that, put a little tape there to keep it from ripping or... Yeah, right down there on the left bottom, I'm going to put a grommet and pull my wires through there. I doubled it up on that piece of tape, stuck them there so that I'll have enough to pull outside the hole when it's done. I guess I got to stick to the plans. It was a really busy week, and Jan's really sick, and she's sitting in the house, and so I could have had her help me put the sides up, so I can't. Well, she would probably help, but I don't want to. So I'm going to build those supports now and see if we can't get her done. Oh, and this... I put one Cleco in the back there so that I could rotate it up, and I'm trying to get that rear cross member, or that support, to go over the longeron, and it finally skips over it here, and then the rest of them just go great. Now on the inside one, I seen where you tie a string to all these, so after it's on there, you don't have to climb over, you can just pull them out. But here I can reach in, so I'll do that on the next one. That went in pretty good. Well, the thing we're all waiting for is that rear cross member. It's hard to reach the hole, but if I push on it, it will reach it. Put that in and see. Now I can go ahead and put that front cross member in and support that in the front, and be able to take the wood down. But yeah, that's exciting. Well, that wood support worked good. I overthought it by putting that, thinking of putting a capture thing to swing down. Just a piece of duct tape, good Gorilla Tape is great. And then the popsicle sticks were a must. I should have put them in ahead of time. But the next one, if you're wondering how we're going to do that, I'm going to tape a string to the popsicle sticks from one to the next on the side before I bring it over here. And then I'll put that wood here, and you'll see that. And then when I get over it and Cleco in place, I can just pull that string, and those popsicle sticks will pull forward and out. I saw it somewhere on YouTube. Isn't that crazy? So all the support I've gotten on YouTube over the years by watching little things, I hope you get the same thing out of these. Hopefully you'll see something that you didn't see in another one, and that would be awesome payback. All right, that's exciting. Gorilla duct tape, the only one to use for this. Sounds like a red-green commercial. Right here on the front where you see that little spool of twine, that's hooked to the popsicle sticks.
Wow, look at that. It made you a brat.
Huh?
It made you a brat.
Thank you.
Can you stop for a minute?
No, I can't. Good question though.
Well, when you want to come in and eat it.
I will. Well, I had to lean this out and then put this behind it because it was barely touching this piece right here. So before you do this step, just follow this line right on up and make your longeron that shape, as you can see. Now it misses perfectly. I just got done doing both sides. So I'm gonna finish clecoing and then I'll step back and show you where we're at. Okay, I put a few more clecos in the front here, and it isn't clecoed all the way along the bottom yet, but the whole idea with this string here thing, boy, this Gorilla tape is, you just touch it to things and it sticks. It makes your life really good until you want it off. All right, it's overlapped, so let's hope for the best. Let's get this one out of there. There's 1, 2, 3. Isn't that great? I'll give you my impressions of how it all went so far. I got those two sides on. The bottom was supported way in the front with 2 there. Let nothing be in the center except for in the back, so that it would naturally want to sling down because that's the curve. So I actually had to push it up to get that hooked on there, but it didn't flex down too far that these side brackets popped out. Now the other thing is these F18-8s that go in here, they aren't the same for either side. For some reason, they needed a little trimming. You'll see when I was hooking them in, this side will not hook on this side and this side will not hook on that side. I mean, it's really close, but they're off just a 1/16 of an inch. And I found that they, according to the picture, the flanges do go forward. So I put these brackets in just to square it up. And I did find that several holes here needed to be opened up. But luckily I could do that and sand them off, and everything was great that way. This side's already riveted up. This panel's staying on for good. And I'm going to try to figure out my access through the top, and whether or not when I remove this, I'm going to have to remove this and see how it supports itself. It will be hooked to, the longeron will be hooked to those inner boxes. Well, Zenith sure did do it again, didn't they? I swear, if you're looking for a plane that you can build by yourself, the majority of it, who knows, there's probably guys that have put the wings on by themselves for all I know. But this was very straightforward and simple. It went good. It's lining up. There's very few surprises. Whatever they are, you can deal with them. And just take that before you start your sides and get that. Like down here, I'm going to have to grind that too, but that's no problem. Nothing's in the way. Just make sure that that end of that longeron is cut right on the angle of the body here and straight across. And then those 2 little inside they have 2 little protrusions. I just knocked them back on a 45, just get them out of the way just a little, so they didn't bother this for sure. But these sides were upstairs for a year, stored in the attic, in the bedroom, and they're no longer pieces of sheet metal, they're a fuselage, or an empennage. That is super cool. So this one got me pretty excited. I can't wait to start with the top and working in the insides there. So, hey, thanks for coming along. If you like this one, please like it. If you aren't subscribed and you want to see the top get put on, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.